Hey guys, it's Sharon here, and welcome back to my channel. I'm here with my Hobonichi today, and I got a little bit of explaining to do before I actually get going on this. I'm in the A5 cousin size for 2016, and the reason I'm here with it today is because I'm gonna, well, the long and short of it is I'm gonna give you guys a little flip through, but just a little bit of explanation. I started doing the flip throughs, you know, this is my first year doing the Hobonichi, and I was pretty regular at doing the flip throughs from January until probably like the first part of March, and then I kind of got behind on my pages, and I never did any more flip throughs. But you know, I tell you what, like, I've been just watching a lot of Hobonichi videos and the unboxings and stuff that people are doing, which I'll be having one of my own coming up soon because I got some stuff for 2017. But, you know, I realized that I really missed doing these flip through with you guys. And I just kind of stopped doing them because, as I said, I got kind of behind on my pages and I didn't have everything done or up to scratch or whatever, so I kind of just sort of fell off with doing them. But I'm going to go ahead and give you guys, I'm going to start doing them again, but what I am going to try to do is I'm going to try to play catch up here because, as I said, the last time that I did one of these was for the first part of March of 2016, so obviously I have quite a long ways to go to get caught up to where we are now. So I'm going to do these things in segments and just kind of go through them as quickly as I can. Now, I don't know, because, I mean, where I would start again would be the second part of March, and of course, you know, that's long past. But, I kind of wanted to get you guys caught up just a little bit, you know, in case you're interested in my little life. But, because I could go ahead and do one for October, but I'm kind of the type that, like, if I jump around, it just kind of drives me nuts, and so I kind of like to play catch up a little bit and then get to where we are now. So I'll go through, not in this particular video, not in one sitting, but I will go through, move some of my papers just a little bit. I will go through the first part or second part of March. The next video I'll do either April part 1, I'll probably do April part 1 and then April part 2, and then just kind of go from there and just kind of do what I can to get caught up as quickly as I can so that we get up to, right now we're in November. But, so anyway, let me go ahead and get started. But, I think I've created a playlist for all of my Hobonichi flip throughs, and so if I have one, I got to go back on my channel and look, but if I have one, I'll go ahead and post the link to it, and if I don't have one, I'll create one and post the link to it. So either way, you're going to get a playlist of all of my flip throughs so you can kind of get caught up on what you missed before. But yeah, so anyway, let's just, without further ado, let's just go ahead and get this going. Enough rambling here. But as I said, I had started with the first part of March. Now the second part of March, we're going to go ahead and start from March 16th. We'll go ahead and start from March 16th, and then we'll go to March 31st, I believe. So anyway, March 16th was on a Wednesday, I believe, and I had spent some of the day watching some Dragnet episodes on the iPad. As you guys know, I really like the old-time radio show of Dragnet, and so they had also made a TV version of it. The first make of it, I guess, was in the 50s or whatever, and that was all black and white. But then they revived it from like 1968 to 1970 or 71 or whatever. There's like, I think there were probably like maybe 3 or 4 seasons of it or something. So I was watching some of that on the iPad, and you know, it was kind of cold that day, so I was just kind of curled up under the covers and watching stuff on my iPad, which I love to do. And this down here says lock show. My husband helps out a locksmith, so they went to a lock show that happens up in Chicago every year. And I tried to draw a little padlock, but my drawing skills are pretty much non-existent. All right, so then on the 17th, which was a Thursday, again, they were still gone to the lock show. So again, another padlock. And then, so my daughter and I were home alone on that day, so we pretty much fended for ourselves with dinner. I'm going to move that bookmark out of the way. We fended pretty much for ourselves with dinner, and she wanted me to try this chili pot pie. Now, you know, we kind of like the regular pot pies, you know, the regular chicken pot pies with the vegetables and the gravy and stuff, but she wanted me to try this chili one. She wanted to try it. She wanted me to try it as well. So she went to the store, got a couple of them, and brought them back. We cooked them, and oh my God. I mean, at first, like, it wasn't too bad going down, but as I was eating more and more of it, it was like just, ugh. So don't get this, guys. I mean, this chili pot pie, it is nasty. I mean, do not get. It's kind of one of those things that it doesn't start out half bad, but then as you go along, it's kind of like, ugh. And, I mean, I kid you not, it made me really nauseous later on that night, and so I was like, just don't do it. Just don't do it, guys, because, I don't know, either my stomach is real sensitive or weak or whatever, but yeah, it was not a good experience. So, as I, also on that day, because we were pretty much just doing nothing, I watched some more Dragnet. And just kind of like, all right, guys, we're back. Sorry about that. I kid you not, like, with the election coming up, I mean, I'm getting just so many of these stupid BS calls, and it's driving me crazy. I can't do anything without getting, like, a toll-free call or an unavailable or a private number, and I know that it's, like, all this political stuff going on, you know, trying to scrounge for votes at the last minute and stuff, but, yeah, and I don't want to listen to the BS. Anyway, I could actually say a few choice words, but we're going to try to keep it friendly on this video. Alright, so anyways, I was saying, you know, just don't do this chili pot pie. Either my stomach is really weak or sensitive or something, but yeah, it just did not agree with me, and I will never, ever, ever, ever eat this again. And then, as the day wore on, as I said, since we were just home alone and doing nothing, I watched some more episodes of Dragnet, and then as I was feeling nauseous, I just kind of like, was miserable in bed and just tried to keep my mind off of things, and so, you know, I did that with the episodes of Dragnet. So that was Thursday. Now, on Friday, my stomach was still pretty much questioning it, so I just pretty much just hung out in bed. I was getting, like, stomach cramps and stuff, and so I was kind of miserable, like, just ew, you know. So I didn't really do too much of anything because I still wasn't feeling real great. And then later on that night, we picked up this, we have a screening van that we do for the Lions Club, and so we had to go to the guy's house that normally keeps it to pick it up because my husband is a backup driver for some of the screenings that we do, so we had to drive like 5 hours to go pick that up. It was like 2.5 there and then like 2.5 back or something, so we did that in the evening, didn't get back till probably about, I don't know, 10 o'clock, 10:30 that night or something. So anyway, and then on Saturday we had a Lions Club meeting. We had a what's called a cabinet meeting, which is basically our district meeting. So all the people that hold positions have to go to that. And then I covered this up with some Post-it notes because I didn't want to give away, like, there's some personal information on, you know, where things were at and stuff. So I didn't want to, you know, keep that uncovered and share that. Okay, so then on the Sunday, we actually did do the screening. We can see here, and it was at a pancake breakfast where we needed to go. And again, I covered up some stuff with Post-it notes because there's some personal information. But over here, there's a picture of the whole group, and I'm going to try to uncover this a little bit so that we can see the picture. But there's the picture, if you can kind of see it a little bit, and that's just everybody in front of the van. And you probably saw Caleb there. Caleb's my golden retriever who goes with me everywhere since he is a guide dog. So then on Monday, I was just talking about how I needed to work on my stories, especially Forever in Time. I was working on that a little bit. Still had to get some screenshots and stuff, but I had gotten a lot of the next chapter written up. And then after I got some writing done, I just kind of hung out and was just sort of lazy, just did some stuff on the iPad and just did whatever. We had such a busy weekend that I didn't really want to do much, didn't really feel like doing too much. Okay, so then on Tuesday and also Wednesday, you know, there really wasn't much that we did. Just kind of did some more stuff on the iPad, Dragnet, and then I was just kind of talking about how when the husband got home, we were just kind of hanging out and had some beer in the bedroom, like we usually do. Same thing for Wednesday, just hump day, and I just kind of journaled about a few things, not much of anything really. And then on Thursday, I was watching Gravity, that movie Gravity with George Clooney and Sandra. Oh God, my mind just went blank. Sandra Bullock. Oh my gosh, like my mind just, like I had a brain fart, major brain fart, just drew a blank. So I was watching Gravity with George Clooney and Sandra Bullock, and I had seen this at the theater when it came out, and we really enjoyed it. If you haven't watched it, I'd highly recommend it. It's about these two astronauts that get trapped in space after after they were doing a mission outside their ship, and things that were orbiting around them crashed into their ship, and so they had to try to get somewhere that they could enter the Earth's atmosphere. But Sandra Bullock was really the only one that survived. Don't want to give it away too much, but yeah, so it was kind of their little adventure with that. And then after I watched that movie, now I did get it on the iPad with Amazon Video. All right, guys, back again. You see what I mean? Like I can't do anything without this phone ringing constantly. Oh my gosh. It's driving me crazy. It really is. I mean, we've been just so tempted to just get rid of the landline because it's just driving us crazy. Anyway, so anyways, I was saying, I had seen this movie when it came out in the theaters. We went as our family went and had a movie night that one of the nights that it was playing, and I had gotten it on the through Amazon Video, so I felt like watching it again on my iPad, and so I got the one with the special features, and they had a documentary about space junk, and it was about how things that orbit can collide with with things and cause damage and stuff. So they were talking about how and it's called space junk. It's like stuff from leftover satellites or things, when they put rockets up, how they disengage the modules and stuff. So, all this stuff orbits in space, and it can cause some damage, and you get too much stuff up there, and then it can cause some real damage and that. So they've been talking, in this documentary, they were talking about just the stuff that's up there and things that they've tried to do to retrieve some of it and so forth. So that was real fascinating. I really enjoyed that. And then, of course, when John got home, my husband John, we had some more beer in the bedroom, and we were actually talking about this documentary and stuff. I was telling him how I was real fascinated by it and so forth. So then on Friday, I was just talking about, I had a lot of just writing pages in March, but I tried to spruce it up with some washi tape and stuff. But I was just talking about the weekend and how it was going to be one of my last free weekends because we had our concerts coming up with our choral group and all that. So I was just going to enjoy my weekend. And then on Saturday, again, not too much. I was just kind of talking about the weekend and just how I was just enjoying the weekend and what we were going to do. Just a little bit of journaling. Again, some more beer in the bedroom. And then on Sunday, I had movies. So I watched all three of the Butterfly Effect movies, and I just put the one right here because I didn't have room to put all three of them. So I watched all three of the Butterfly Effect movies, and also I watched one called Moon. And I don't remember who starred in that one, but I was looking forward to watching it, but it was kind of weird to me. Like, it was strange. It was about these clones. Like, this one guy got cloned, and the clones didn't last long. They had just a short time to live, and then they'd have to clone them again and replace them, and so that they could kind of carry the mission and all that. And so the real guy that was cloned actually was home and living his life, but the clones didn't remember that, didn't realize that they were clones, and so they thought that they were the real guy, and so they were distressed with a lot of the things that was going on. But yeah, it's a sci-fi movie, obviously, and it takes place on the moon. And yeah, so but like I said, it's kind of weird, kind of strange, but it was, I did enjoy seeing it. Would I ever watch it again? I don't know. I really don't know. But I do love all three of the Butterfly Effect movies. I really, 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 really love those. So that was my Sunday. And then on Monday, I was just talking about how we were going to have a busy week with our rehearsals and stuff coming up and our concerts and all that. And then on Tuesday, again, Forever in Time, I had gotten a chapter out, and I covered some stuff up with a Post-it note because I had some personal stuff that I journaled about. And it just says Forever in Time, and I was talking about how it felt good to actually get a chapter out. Now, this is one of the pictures from the chapter, Aurora and Sylvan, and I will link that story. I have it on a blog, and I use my Sims 3 game to illustrate it. All my characters are made through the Sims 3, and so I take the screenshots and stage them, and then I post those throughout the chapters to kind of give a visual along with all the text. But I will go ahead and link that story in the description if you guys would like to read it. So, but anyway, I was talking about how it felt good to actually get a chapter out because it had been a while since I had done one. But there was basically there was just some unpleasant events that happened, and so where I used to post this, I withdrew from that particular community. And so then I was talking about how hopefully I can get some more readers at some point because with withdrawing from that community, I don't read their stuff and they don't read mine. So yeah, so it was just some unpleasant stuff that happened last year that I really don't want to get into. And so then on, I believe this was Tuesday, just more, I watched some journaling videos on the iPad. Tried to draw on iPad. My drawing skills are just not good, but I do the best I can. So, and then it just talked about how I enjoyed watching the journal videos on the iPad. And then on Wednesday, I got a hair appointment, and just because my hair was starting to look kind of yucky, two-tone as they say, because I really needed to get everything touched up. So I went in and did that, and I was just talking about how I felt like a new woman. And I think that is all for the second part of March. So I will be back, and I will do the first part of April, and then we will go ahead and continue that until we get caught up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, even though this is like old news, old history, but I still wanted to kind of share it with you guys anyway. So yeah, if you are interested in watching more like this, subscribe to my channel. Not only do I do these flip throughs, but I do hauls, from different places that I get things from, and some product reviews are going to be coming up, and so forth. So I kind of do a little bit of everything on this channel. Usually it's related to journaling or sometimes planners and coloring books and just different things like that. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for the first part of April. Subscribe to this channel to see more like this. Give me a like, leave a comment, tell me what you think, all that good stuff. So we'll talk to you guys all later. Okay, bye guys.